Yo, so guys, and welcome back to brand new Hijomeatman news video. Today we're going to talk about Miguel Oliveira and KTM getting their first podium of the season in the Mugello Grand Prix. A very interesting podium for the Mugello track, obviously with a Yamaha in first place, a KTM in second, and a Suzuki in third. No Ducati on the podium at Mugello, so definitely a little bit surprising, you could say, the podium. But yeah, today we're going to talk about Miguel Oliveira and the KTM team obviously finally getting their first podium of the season. Been a tricky start, obviously the new front tyre for Michelin, definitely hasn't suited the bike. They've been asking for the harder tyres, obviously since the beginning of the season now, and only to now, Mugello was the first time that they kind of used that tyre, and obviously straight away, Brad Binder and Miguel Oliveira both being very competitive. Brad Binder also had a great race, and fortunately, for KTM, the Tech 3 riders, Iker Lecuona and Danilo Petrucci aren't quite performing too good, and it does look like, honestly, they're on their way out for next season. To be replaced by the both Moto2 riders, obviously Raul Fernandez and Remy Gardner. But yeah, unfortunately Tech 3, they're struggling a little bit. But as for Red Bull KTM, obviously Brad Binder and Miguel Oliveira, both of them having a great weekend in Mugello. That harder tyre and the new parts that KTM have brought. I think it was a new chassis and a couple other little bits and bobs. It's definitely, pushed them forward, and, hopefully we can see them be strong once again in these upcoming rounds, because we know the bike has potential. It's just that the new Michelin, front tyre isn't quite working out. But hopefully, with these other upgrades that came with the bike for this weekend, hopefully when we do go back to the older tyre, obviously for the next Grand Prix in Catalonia, it will be that older tyre. So, hopefully, fingers crossed, we see the KTMs, at the front, performing where they should be, honestly. I mean, we know the bike has great potential. Obviously, we've seen it, in Mugello, and obviously Brad Binder, he's had some good races. He's put in some good results. For KTM, he's definitely been the top rider, waving the KTM flag during the beginning of the season, even though, like I said, they have been struggling with that front tyre. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what they can do in Catalonia. Obviously, if these new parts do kind of, help them and have more confidence with the front end, it's going to be really good to see KTM, join the fight at the front with the other manufacturers. And it's definitely looking like Honda is the team struggling the most this season with their bike. They're a little bit lost, but hopefully KTM, we can see them up there. And yeah, Miguel Oliveira, great race in Mugello. Crossed the line in P2, did get the penalty and dropped to P3, but then back up to P2 because Joan Mir's penalty, for some reason or another, came a little bit afterwards, obviously after the race. If it was both at the same time, Johan Zarco would have been P2, so, it doesn't really make too much sense to me, what happened there with the rules, honestly. I might do a video on it, just talking about, the track limits and that, because it's definitely, a rather questionable thing. But, yeah, Miguel Oliveira done a great race, good pace. He has been pretty good and quick all weekend, and so it was good to see him at the front. He's had a tricky season since he's joined the factory team. Obviously coming from the Tech 3 team, had them 2 wins last season in Austria and obviously Portimao. So it was a tricky start to the season, but Mugello, great race, first podium for KTM, and hopefully, like I said before, we can see this kind of performance going forward into these future Grand Prix with the Michelin tyre. Which is the one which they despise. You could say the Austrians despise the Michelin front tyre. But what are your thoughts about it, guys? Make sure you're down in the comments, leave a like and subscribe for more content as always. And I'll see you with some brand new videos very soon.